Hello, everybody. Brent back with another thrilling, exciting, much anticipated episode of KILLEBREW'n, where I bring you some selections from my Harmon KILLEBREW collection along with a brewed tasty beverage. And today's tasty beverage is Schilling Hard Cider Passport, with a delicious mix of pressed apples, pineapple, and passion fruit. If you would like a vacation to a tropical island in a can, I highly suggest Schilling Passport. Did I say can? Maybe I should have said toucan. I'm sorry. Anyways, it's a delicious beverage. Don't mind if I do. Tropical paradise in a liquid state. Delicious. Anyway, so let's get to the cards, shall we? So last time I did part one of my tabletop Harmon PSA slab presentation. It was his 55 to 75 run of his base tops cards. Today I'm going to do 62 to 72. That's what I have at the moment. These will be cards that he shares with other players, or they're going to be inserts or some oddball cards. But before I do, one of the penultimate additions to my collection that I highlighted in my last tabletop presentation was the 1965 Topps white back. And what I failed to do last time was present the difference between said white back and the gray back version. So here is my gray back. And then here is the recently acquired, highly coveted white back. But here's the difference between the backs, and they're very subtle. So here we have the gray back. You can see some of the granules of the cardboard. And then here is the white back. So it's faded, but it doesn't have the same look. So there's gray, there's white, gray, white, gray, white. Subtle. I mean, if you just looked at this by itself, you wouldn't even know that was maybe white until you see the gray. So a few of you reached out and asked what the difference was. So I thought I would show that before I dive into these cards. So let's dive into these cards. First off, we have a 1962 AL home run leaders with Roger Maris, Jim Gentile, some dude named Mickey Mantle, and Harmon Clayton Killebrew. Awesome card. Next we have the 62 Killebrew sends one into orbit. One of my favorite cards. Look at that. So cool. Beautiful, beautiful card. First oddball card is the 62 Topps stamps. So not really a card, but Topps made it, so they made a stamp set that year. There's Harmon. 63 Topps peel-offs. This has the instruction back. Some of them do not have the back. This one does. This tells you can place these on books, walls, bikes, anything. Imagine all of these that were put on those items, never to be seen from again. Mine's in a slab. Next, we have the 64 AL home run leaders with Harmon Killebrew, Dick Stewart, and Bobby Allison. Love this with the Harmon and Bob together on a card. This won't be the first time. Spoiler alert. Next, we have the 64 All-Star Vets, Nellie Fox, Harmon Killebrew. Always love the chaw, cheek-filled, incredulous look that Nellie looks to be giving Harmon. Like, who is this kid? Get off my lawn. Cool card though, love it. And it's Venezuelan Brother, my only Venezuelan version at the moment. That thing has seen some love, as most Venezuelan cards have. If you look at the backs, you can see the difference between the two. The orange versus the black, gray, faded look of the Venezuelan version. So happy to have that bad boy in the collection. Going down to the next row, we have the 64 Top stand-up. This is in great condition. These are not that easy to find in said good condition. I was really happy to find this in a 6. From the oddball card. 65 AL home run leaders. Harmon Killebrew, Boog Powell, and that Mickey Mantle guy again. Awesome. Love it. Next we have the 65 Topps transfer. This is the tattoo. Glad someone chose to put it in a slab instead of on their arm. That's cool. And then here is the Bob Allison and Harmon Killebrew Twin Terrors. One of my favorite cards in my Harmon Killebrew collection is this card. I did a video on Bob Allison a few weeks ago as an extremely underrated Twins legend and overlooked for his prowess both in the field and behind the plate in a stretch in the 60s. Go check that out. To learn more about Bobby Allison. Love that card. Next we have the 68 AL home run leaders. We've got a young Carl Yastrzemski, a getting older Harmon Killebrew, and then a very tall Frank Howard in an Airman 8. Love it. Next we have Harmon 68 All-Star. Love it. And then one of my favorite cards, not just of Harmon, but of any card I own, the 68 Superstars. When posed the question, what is your favorite multiplayer card to the masses, whether it be on them Twitters or YouTube or Facebook, often this card is brought up. And usually it's because of Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays. I tend to think it's really because of Harmon. The other two were just fortunate to be standing by him. But seriously, look at the three of those guys. The legends. Just a great looking card. Last row, we have the 68 Topps Game. You score a double if you got Harmon. Just the back of these have the blue. I know these have been replicated by Topps since, and I think they did a lot of different parallels with different colors in the back. 68 Topps Game. Here's a 69 Topps decal. Intact, looking good, and a mint 9. How about that? Another decal of Harmon. 1970 Topps AL RBI leaders. Harmon on top. Boog Powell. And a young buck named Reggie Jackson. Here's 69 American League RBI leaders. Harmon had a MVP season in 69. So not surprising he is leading RBIs. Also not surprising, he led the league in home runs. Followed by Mr. Frank Howard and Mr. Reggie Jackson again. Harmon Killebrew's 1969 season was amazing. And then I just realized this is not a Topps, but you know what? I had it out here, so I'm going to keep it here. This is the 70 Kellogg's Harmon in a mint 9. I just put that out here and realized at the very moment this technically isn't a Topps card, but you know what? I think it should be looked at and admired and appreciated. 70 Kellogg's Harmon Killebrew. 1972 Harmon Killebrew in action. He is looking straight up. That either is a can of corn or that is completely out of the ballpark. The latter is something that I wouldn't doubt. He had some monstrous, towering shots, even in the twilight of his career. He still had about 3 good years left in him, but he had some monster shots. Loved seeing that 1972 in action. And the last card of him that I have so far is the 72 AL RBI leaders. That has Harmon, Frank Robinson, and Reggie Smith. So there you have it. Wanted to give you a part 2 of my Harmon Killebrew PSA collection with his multiplayer, shared player, leader, oddball cards. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate you very much. Hope you're having a good one. We'll talk to you next time. Cheers.